The Adventure of Tom Sawyer by Mark Twain. Longman Simplified English Series. Read by Naramon Pansamro. Chapter 28. The Treasure Found. Within a few minutes, the news has spread and a dense boat full of men were on their way to the cave, and the ferryboat, well filled with passengers, soon followed. Tom was in the shelter boat. When the cave door was unlocked, a sorrowful sight presented itself. The skinto lay stretched upon the ground dead. He had died of hunger. His face was close to the crack of the door, as his longing eyes had been fixed to the last moment upon the light of the free wood outside. Usually, one could find half a dozen bits of candles struck by tourists in the cracks of the wall of the first chamber. But now there were none. The prisoner had searched for them and eaten them. He has also managed to catch a few bats, and this also he has eaten, leaving only their crowd. Tom was sorry for him, for he knew from his own experience how this unfortunate man had suffered. But although he pitied him, it was a great relief to the boys to feel safe again. Redskin Joe was rushed near the mouth of the cave. The mornings after the funeral, Tom took us aside to have an important talk. Has learned all about Tom's adventure from the Welshman and the window the glass. By this time, has described his entire adventure on Cardiff Hill, for Tom has only had the Wellman's part of it. Well, says Huck finally, I accept that the money in the box has gone from number 2. It's never be ours, Tom. Huck, that moment never was in number 2 as the inn. What? Huck gasped keenly as the companion. Tom, have you got on the track of it again? Huck, it's in a cave. Huck's eyes blazed. Say that again, Tom. The money's in the cave. Will you go with me and get it out? Of course, I will. But what makes you think that the moment is? Huck, just wait until we get there. If we don't find it, I'll give you anything I got in the world. It's far in the cave. I've been on my legs a few days, but I don't think I could walk more than a mile. Huck, I'll take you there and back in a boat, and you needn't raise a finger. Let's start now, Tom. All right? We want some bread and meat, and our pie, and a few back, and 2 or 3 kills strings, and some of those new things they call magic. At noon the boys set out in a boat, borrowed from a villager who was absent. When they were several miles below Cape Violet, Tom said, "Can you see that white place up there? Where there's been its lands, landslide. Well, that's where the house is." They landed, and Tom proudly marched into some thick brush and said, "Here it is, the fin hole in the country. I always want to be a robber, but I knew I had to have something like this first. We keep it a secret and tell only Joe Harper and Ben Rogers because, of course, there must be a gang for stays. Tom Sawyer's gang is sound splendid, doesn't it, Huck?" "It does, Tom. And whom shall we rob?" "Oh, almost anybody. We like invest for people, as robbers usually do, and kill them. No, not always. We'll hide, we'll hide them in the cave till they can pay a ransom." "What's a ransom?" "Money. You make them get all they can from their friend, and after you give them a year and kill them. If they haven't collected the money, only you don't kill me, woman. They are always beautiful and rich and frightened to death. You take their watch and jewelry, but you always take your hats off and take politely. Robots are perfect gentlemen. You see that in any book. Why, it's great, Tom. I believe it's even better than being a pirate. Yes, it's a better in some ways because it's a close to home and crickets and things." The boys then enter the hall, Tom leading. They crossed to the farther end of the passage, made their kids drink fast and move on. They presently entered and followed Tom's other passages until they reached the pit. The candle revealed that it was only a step clay slope, 20 or 30 feet deep. Tom held up his candle and said, "Look as far round that corner as you can. Do you see that? There, on the big rock over there, that which candle smoke, Tom. It's a cross. Now we found the real number to at last, under the cross. Ish. That's just where I saw the skin Joe hold up his candle." Huck stared at the mistress sighed for a time, and then said in a shaky voice, "Tom, let's get out to her." "What? And leave the Tashios?" "Yes, leave it. The skin Joe short is hanging about there. I'm curtained." "No, It isn't Huck. It would haunt the place where it dies at the moment of the cave. 5 miles from here. No, Tom, I wouldn't. It would hang round the money. I know the ways of ghosts, and so do you. Duff gestured in Tom's mind. Then an idea occurs to him. Look here, Hackspot Falls. We're making to ourselves. Rescue Joe. Goat won't comes. Were there's across. Tom, I didn't think of that. That's lucky for us. That's hunt for that spot. Tom went first, cutting throat step in the clear slope. As she descended, Huck followed. 4 passages, open out of the small cave in which the great rock stood. The boys examined them with no resolve. They found a corner in the one nearest the base of the rock with some blankets spread in it, but there was no money box. They searched and researched its plan, but in vain. He sat under the cross, said Tom. Well, the rock is under the cross, and the money can't be under the rock itself, because it's resting solid on the ground. They sat down, discordant. Huck could suggest nothing. Look here, Huck, said Tom at last. There are footprints and candles grease on the clay about one side of this rock, but not on the other side. Now what does that mean? I wish you to moment is under the rock. I'm going to dig in the clay. That's not a bad idea. Tom, said Huck, brightening up. Tom's knife was out at once, and he has not dug 4 inches before he struck wood. Some boards were soon uncovered and removed. They had hidden a natural hole, which lay under the rock. Tom got into his and held his candle afire under the rock as he could, but says that he could not see the end. He proposed to explore. He bent down and passed under the, the narrow way this can't graduate. He followed its winding course, with half at his heels. Tom suddenly turned a short curve and the exclaimment, "Good heavens, Huck! Look there!" It was indeed the treasure box. Occupied a little cave. Near it were a couple of grand leather casks and amply power barrels, 2 or 3 piles of old boats, and little belts, and some other rubbish. "We got it at last," said Huck, digging among the coins with his hands. "We rich, Tom." Hugs is too good to believe. Let me see if I can't lift it. It's boxed with about 50 pounds. Tom could life in it in an awkward fashion, but he could not carry it conveniently. I thought so, he said. It seemed heavy that day. They carried it as the hunter's heart. It is a good thing that's a brought the bank. The moment was soon in the bank, and the boys took up to the cross rock. Now list of fish, the guns and things. Says Hugs. No, Hugs, leave them there. They're just the things to have when we go rubbing. We keep them there all the time and hold our meeting there too. They soon came out into the bush, lunch and smoked in the boat. Tom roused back in the long twilight and they landed a little after dark. Now, Huck, said Tom, we'll hide the money in the windows, bushes, and I come up in the morning and we count and divide. Then we had for a safe hiding place for it out in the wood. Stay her wild. I borrowed Benny. Taylor handcast. I won't be a minute. He disappeared and presently returned with the handcraft. They put the small sack into it and start off, dragging the loads behind them. When they reached the whalesman's house, they stopped the gate. Just as they were about to move on, the whalesman stepped out and said, "Hello." "Who what?" Hugs and Tom Sawyer. "Good. Come along with me, boys. You're keeping everybody waiting." I poured the cat for you. Why, it's very heavy. What have you got in it?" "Brace, all metal." "All metal," said Tom. The boy wanted to know why they had to hurry. "Never mind. You see, when we get to Windows Douglas, Mr. John left the cat near to the door, and Hugs and Tom found themselves passed into Mr. Douglas' sitting room. The place was brightly lighted, and everybody that was of any importance in the village was there. The window greeted them pleasantly, but unpolished brush, which came as their dirty condition, and shook her head at Tom. "I made them right as my door, and so I just brushed them along in a hurry," says Miss Jones. "And you did right," said the windows. "Come with me, boys." They took them to a bedroom and said, "Now wash and dress yourself. Here are 2 new suits of coat, shirt, sock, everything." They asked, "No, no thanks, Hugs." Mrs. George bought one and I bought the answer. But they fish both of you. Push them on. Velvet, come down when to talk. Respectable. As she life seat appear. Tom and has been waiting for you all the afternoon. Why are all these people here? Asked Tom. It's one of the parties that his window is always having. This time is for the Welshman and his son. For saving her, the other night, some minutes later, the windows cast, including a dozen children, were at the supper table. At the proper times, Mr. Jones made his little speech. He thanked the window for the herald honor she was doing him and his sons, but said that there was another present who has played an important part in having her. He then revealed the secrets about Huck's share in the adventure. The window heaps thanks and praise upon Huck, who already suffering from the discomfort of his new clothes, has now to suffer a greater discomfort. The gasp and applause of everyone. The window said that her house was not Huck's home, that she meant to have him educated, and that when he could spare the money, she would start him the business in a modest way. Tom Chen has come, he said. Huck doesn't need it. He rich. The silence was a little awakened. Tom broke it. Huck's got lot of money. Oh, you needn't smile. I can show you. Just wait a minute. Tom ran outside. Tom, the guests looked at each other puzzled and inquiringly at Huck, who was tongue-tied. Tom entered, struggling with his sack. He poured the mass of yellow coins upon the table and said, "There, what did I tell you? Half of is the Huck's and half mine." The spectacle took everyone's breath away. Then there was a call for an explanation. Tom provided it, and there was scarcely an interruption for anyone to break the charm of its flow. The money was caught. The sums amount to a little over $12,000. It was more than anyone present has ever seen before at one time. Thus, several persons were there who were worth considerable more than that in property.